What is going on, guys? This is Roberto Diaz. Today we're going to be talking about the brand new EOS R5. And if you're like me, you just bought the EOS R not that long ago and you're thinking, is this a camera that I should consider? A lot of us have been looking at the EOS R5, and we can't lie, our mouths have been completely dropped. Doesn't matter if you're a Canon shooter, Sony shooter, Fuji, Nikon, who still shoots a Nikon. But anyways, a lot of people that started with the Canon 5D Mark II ended up eventually switching to Sony because Canon wasn't catching up with the specs that Sony would bring. A lot of us still stayed kind of behind Canon and believing in them, even though they never gave us the specs we wanted. Here we are now with the EOS R5. So we're going to be talking about a few different things to consider before you think about making the big jump. The EOS R5 starts at $3,900. But wait, there's more. There's a few things you have to consider. First off the bat, media. You're gonna have to consider CF Express cards, and we have to remember these are not cheap. Eventually the price will start going down on these, but at the moment, you're gonna spend at least $200 for a 128 gigabyte memory card. And that's something that if you are truly wanting to invest in a professional camera, media should not be a reason to hold back, at least I think. I've also heard a lot of people talk about the video quality, how it's extremely hard to process. I believe if you're buying the EOS R5, if you are investing in an 8K camera, then I believe the last thing you should be worrying about is buying a new computer. That should be the first thing that you probably should have done if you're wanting to invest in better camera. I think the computer is probably the biggest part, because if you don't have a great computer, then you can't edit your great footage. This is not a cheap camera. This is not a budget camera. This is not a camera that you're just gonna buy because you wanna buy the coolest camera. This is an investment. This is something that you have to truly think about before you are purchasing a camera. A lot of video production houses here, at least in Los Angeles, are not spending money on camera gear. I'd say 7 out of 10, maybe 8 out of 10 video production companies here in Los Angeles don't even own any cameras. They don't own any bodies. I've heard a million times, a lot of DPs, directors, the biggest waste of money that I hear all the time is camera bodies. Brand new ones come out every single year. It's literally the worst investment. It's hard for me to say this because I buy every new camera that comes out every year, but it's also something that we have to think about on what professionals are doing and using. And it's just something that you have to think about. Is this camera gonna be worth it for me? And I'm not here to bring you guys down or make you feel like you shouldn't buy this camera. I'm the first person that wants this camera. Now that we talked about the things that make us feel kind of weird, now we can talk about the good stuff. I'm still gonna invest in the EOS R5. The features that the R5 is offering for me is totally something worth it for me, and something that will completely change my workflow, something that will help me become more efficient. And for me, that extra little bit of efficiency can save me a lot of time, which saves me money. One of the things that I'm most excited about this camera is being able to record 120 frames per second in 4K. If you're doing real estate video, if you're doing music videos, we all know slow motion becomes super handy. I wouldn't say 120 frames per second is something that you need all the time, but it is something that comes in handy if you need to really slow down action and you really need to get that perfect detail. I'm truly excited for the 4K 120 frames per second. Another thing that I'm super excited about is vlogging. I don't even vlog, but I want to start vlogging now because I'm going to have full frame. Who doesn't want more resolution? Who doesn't want to record 4K full frame and vlog? Comes super in handy when you're vlogging. You don't want to be super close up in your face. You want to give a little breathing room. So vlogging is going to be amazing, and I can't wait to do 120 frames per second mixed in with the full frame look in 4K. It's going to be beautiful. I can't wait for that. We all know that Canon completely went out with the RF lenses, and they're literally the sharpest lenses that you can get for Canon cameras. They're completely different than any other lens mount. They just feel like 2020, and not in a bad way. It just feels more futuristic. It just feels like today, more modern. So I enjoy, and I'm actually going to be able to use my RF lenses. Now, not having any horrible crop in 4K, 4K will actually be usable now. I don't really look at myself using any 8K at all. I think at the end of the day, I'd be more than happy with 4K. And if I plan on doing more high-end budget stuff, I'll do 8K for some detailed shots, or if I need to really punch in and zoom in on something, I'll use 8K. There's a few things that I'm not excited about the R5. Number one, the overheating. I hope this is something that Canon resolves, something that they're able to actually fix. The last thing I want to have to worry about is overheating. Hopefully this is something that Canon can fix in a software update, and they might be able to offer lower bit rates for video in 8K or 4K, which I know they're already working on. But that would be totally great because not all of us want to shoot 1,000 megabytes per second. That is something they can fix, and they have the power to do it. They already went all this way with R5. Why not just tweak it a little bit to make us happy? So that's something I hope Canon really takes into consideration. Number two, the price is great depending on who you ask. If you're asking an amateur, someone just starting off doing videos and they want the best camera, and the thing is, these people are going to see every big YouTuber buy this camera, and it's going to be very discouraging for certain people just starting off thinking they need to buy this camera. Like a lot of people when they would see people using the 1DX Mark II, and everyone thought they had to buy this camera. If you're just starting off and you see all these people with these expensive cameras, you're going to think that it's a gear, not the actual person. In a professional sense, like if you are a professional and you want to get the best camera that's a hybrid, I believe this is probably the best choice that you could do. Let's say you have the EOS R and you're thinking, would the R5 actually make a huge difference? And that's something you have to kind of consider. You have to think, where are you posting your content? Who's digesting your videos? How are you working with your videos? Are you using C-Log? Are you literally just using a standard color profile? You have to take all these things into consideration, because when you think about it, if you're literally only posting on social media, you have to think, is the average person actually going to be able to notice that my videos are changing? Obviously, people will notice the slow motion. They're going to see that. People are going to see that your vlogs aren't so tight in your face. People are going to be able to see that your videos don't look so shaky. So these are little things that are going to help improve your workflow. But if these are things that you don't care about, if you don't care about image stabilization, if you're using tripods all the time, if you don't care about shooting a little bit wider in 4K, if you don't care about shooting in slow motion, then what is the reason that you want to upgrade? So you literally have to think about all these little things to think, are these things worth it for me? I will be enjoying a camera with IBIS, because one of the worst things that I had with the EOS R was the shakiness. I came from the GH5. The GH5 has the best in-body image stabilization from any camera that I've used, and I got used to that. I got used to just holding the camera and I could be tripod smooth on the GH5. Jumped to the EOS R, started shooting a bunch of videos. Everything was shaky. I was not used to it. I forgot how to hold the camera. I forgot how to hold a smaller body. So these are little things that affected my workflow. Maybe that's something that might affect you. You don't want to use a gimbal for music videos. You can just use the image stabilization in the body. You have to think about all these little things, and if those little features add up and actually make that camera worth it for you. And that's something that I think about before making my decision. Will those features actually allow you to become a better videographer? And at the end, that's all that matters, because you have to think, this is just a tool. If you don't know how to use your tools, you could still make horrible videos. I've seen horrible videos on Red cameras. I've seen horrible videos on Arri Minis. Just think about it. It's not about the gear. It's about how you use it. But those little features that are in the gear, if they bring more value to you, then at the end of the day, I think it's worth it. At the end of the day, you have to make the decision for yourself. It's better to learn the fundamentals of videography, color grading, and everything else, because if we don't master these small little things, we're never going to be able to master a camera. Anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'm going to be posting a lot more content, so I hope you guys take some time to please hit that bell. We're almost at 100 subscribers. It's been a long little road here on YouTube, so I just plan on making a lot more videos for you guys. I am going to be getting the EOS R5. Don't judge me, okay? I haven't pre-ordered it, but it's in the works, okay? I'm working on that. Please make sure to hit the bell. Please make sure to thumbs up this video. Please comment below if you guys have any video ideas, any video recommendations. Please let me know if you're watching. I only got 100 subscribers, but you know what? I'm grateful. I'm thankful for you 100 people that actually press that button. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'll catch you guys next time.